Do you know that while Western media talk about crypto as a simple speculative investment, millions of Africans use this technology to survive on a daily basis and build a future that no one would have imagined possible just a few years ago? What I am going to reveal to you today will completely change your perception of blockchain, and you will understand why major financial institutions prefer to remain silent about what is really happening on the African continent right now. Africa is not catching up with its technological delay. It is creating the future of global finance, and the figures you are going to discover in this video will leave you speechless. Let's start with a reality that no one shows you on traditional television news. In 2023, the volume of cryptocurrency transactions in Africa exceeded $150 billion, which represents an increase of 400% compared to the year 2020. Nigeria alone has more than 33 million cryptocurrency users, making it the second country in the world in terms of adoption after the United States. Let's take the example of Fatou, a 32-year-old merchant based in Dakar, Senegal. Before discovering cryptocurrencies, she had to pay banking fees, representing up to 10% of her income, simply to receive money from her international clients. Processing times could take up to 7 business days, which completely paralyzed her cash flow and prevented her from developing her African fabric sales business internationally. Today, thanks to stablecoins and cryptocurrencies, she receives her payments in a few minutes with fees lower than 1% of the total amount. But before going further, I need your help to continue bringing you this type of exclusive content that you will not find anywhere else. If you appreciate this video and want to support this channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming revelations about the global economy and technologies that are really changing people's lives. Each subscription gives us the strength and motivation to continue investigating and revealing to you these incredible stories that mainstream media completely ignore. Let's now return to this extraordinary phenomenon taking place in Africa that no one really talks about. The question of galloping inflation is a daily nightmare for hundreds of millions of Africans. In Zimbabwe, the inflation rate reached historic peaks with annual increases exceeding 300% at certain periods. In Argentina, although it is not in Africa, the similar situation perfectly illustrates why cryptocurrencies are becoming a lifeline rather than a simple investment. Nigerians have discovered that holding their savings in Bitcoin or stablecoins pegged to the US dollar allowed them to preserve their purchasing power against a national currency that sometimes lost 10% of its value in just a few weeks. Imagine working hard for a whole month and seeing your salary lose 1/10 of its value before you could even use it. It is this brutal reality that pushes millions of Africans towards cryptocurrencies, not the search for quick profits or frenzied speculation that Western journalists talk about. Kenya represents another fascinating example of this silent revolution taking place before our eyes. With more than 4 million active cryptocurrency users, the country has become a true laboratory of financial innovation. The particularity of Kenya lies in the fact that the population was already accustomed to mobile payments thanks to M-Pesa, a system that revolutionized financial transactions in the 2000s. This familiarity with mobile technology has considerably facilitated the transition to cryptocurrencies. A coffee producer in the highlands of Kenya can now receive direct payment from a roaster in Europe in a few minutes, whereas previously this transaction would have required several weeks and numerous banking fees that considerably reduced his profit margin. South Africa, the economic powerhouse of the continent, is not left behind in this race to adopt cryptocurrencies. The country has more than 5 million users and hosts some of the largest cryptocurrency exchange platforms on the African continent. But what is truly remarkable is the emergence of a complete ecosystem of blockchain startups that develop solutions specifically adapted to African needs. These companies do not simply copy Western models, they create unique innovations that respond to the continent's specific challenges. For example, platforms now allow migrant workers to transfer money to their families, who remained in the country with fees reduced by 80% compared to traditional services like Western Union or MoneyGram. When you know that money transfers from African diasporas represent more than $90 billion per year, you understand the monumental impact of this technology. Ghana has taken a particularly interesting approach by becoming one of the first African countries to officially explore a central bank digital currency. The E-Cedi, launched in pilot phase, represents a governmental attempt to combine the advantages of blockchain technology with state control and regulation. This initiative shows that even African governments recognize the inevitability of the digital transformation of the financial system. But let's now talk about an aspect that traditional media completely ignore, that of education and empowerment. Thousands of young Africans are training in blockchain technologies and cryptocurrencies through online programs and local communities. In Lagos, Nigeria, blockchain meetups regularly attract more than 1,000 participants, mainly young developers and entrepreneurs, who see in this technology the opportunity to create innovative solutions. These young people are not simply seeking to become rich quickly by speculating on Bitcoin. They are building decentralized applications, microfinance platforms, electronic voting systems, and traceability solutions for supply chains. The University of Nairobi in Kenya has even launched specialized academic programs in blockchain technology, training the next generation of engineers and entrepreneurs who will transform the African economic landscape. The DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, presents a particularly interesting use case with its immense mining wealth. The country possesses more than 70% of the world's cobalt reserves, an essential mineral for electric vehicle batteries. Blockchain projects are now emerging to ensure the ethical traceability of these minerals, allowing international buyers to verify that cobalt was not extracted by children or under inhumane conditions. This concrete application of blockchain goes well beyond simple financial speculation and shows how technology can solve complex problems of governance and transparency. Western consumers will soon be able to scan a QR code on their smartphone and see the complete history of the cobalt used in their phone, from the mine in the DRC to the assembly plant. Ethiopia, under the impetus of its progressive government, has signed a major partnership with Cardano, one of the world's leading blockchains. This project aims to create a digital identity system for 5 million Ethiopian students, allowing them to access educational and financial services securely. This initiative could serve as a model for other African countries facing challenges of identification and financial inclusion. Let's now talk about decentralized finance, or DeFi, which is experiencing explosive adoption in Africa. Platforms now allow Africans to access lending, savings, and investment services without needing a traditional bank account. On a continent where 66% of the population does not have access to classic banking services, this possibility represents an unprecedented economic revolution. This democratization of access to credit allows millions of Africans to create businesses, invest in their education, or deal with medical emergencies. The African agricultural sector also benefits enormously from blockchain and crypto innovations. Platforms now allow farmers to obtain decentralized insurance against climate hazards, with automatic payments triggered by meteorological data verified on the blockchain. A corn farmer in Malawi can subscribe to insurance for $50 and automatically receive compensation if precipitation falls below a certain threshold, without having to fill out complex forms or wait months for an evaluation. Imagine being able to invest in a Tanzanian coffee plantation by buying digital tokens that give you the right to a share of the profits, all in a completely transparent and verifiable manner on the blockchain. These new investment models allow Africans from the diaspora to support the economic development of their country of origin while generating attractive returns. Botswana, known for its diamond industry, is exploring how blockchain can transform the precious stones trade. By creating an unalterable digital registry of each diamond from its extraction to its final sale, the country effectively combats blood diamond trafficking and guarantees the authenticity of the stones. What is happening in Africa with cryptocurrencies is not a passing fad or a speculative bubble, as some Western media would have you believe. It is a profound and lasting transformation of the economic system that responds to real and urgent needs that traditional financial institutions have failed to satisfy for decades. While Western central banks are still debating the advantages and disadvantages of blockchain, Africa is experimenting and innovating at an impressive speed. The challenges remain numerous, of course, with questions of regulation, education, and infrastructure that must be resolved. But the momentum is there and nothing seems able to stop it. Young Africans have understood that cryptocurrencies and blockchain offer them a unique opportunity to bypass obsolete systems and directly build the financial infrastructure of the 21st century. That is why you will never see these stories on traditional news. They do not correspond to the usual narrative about Africa as a continent in difficulty needing help. On the contrary, they show an innovative, creative, and resilient continent that uses the most advanced technologies to solve its own problems. The next time someone talks to you about cryptocurrencies as simple speculation, tell them what is really happening in Africa. Share this video with your friends and family to help them understand the true revolution that is taking place.